Moving on to the second example. So I wrote out my formula to start off. It's always a good idea to do that so that you can plug in your numbers appropriately. So this question says, in last year's softball game, Amy had 34 hits in 80 times at bat. What percent of Amy's times at bat did she hit? So I'm missing the percentage. That's what I'm looking for. She had 34 hits out of 80 times at bat. That means that 80 is my total. That's how many times she went to bat altogether. And she got to hit 34 times. So if I plug in my numbers into my formula, I'm going to take my largest number. Again, here I have two denominators. My variable is in my numerator spot. If my two numbers that I had were in the numerator spots, I would still do the same thing. I would divide the largest number by the smallest to get my scale factor. So whether it's your numerator or your denominator, it's the same idea. So 100 divided by 80 is going to give me 1.25. So that is how I got from 100 to 80. 100 divided by 1.5 will give you 80. So that's my scale factor. Now I need to do that, or I need to divide 1.5 for my numerator as well. In this case here, x divided by 1.25 will give me 34. However, I don't know what x is. So remember that if I work this way, I'm using my inverse operation, which is the opposite. So I can multiply by the scale factor to give me x. So 34 times 1.25 will give me x. So if I just go down here and I use my calculator for that, so I said here to find x, I can multiply, which will give me 42.5. So therefore, if that's over 100, I know that 42.5 is my percent. Let me check to see if I'm right. 42.5 out of 100 is equal to 30 over 80. So I'm going to check this fraction here to see what I get. 34 out of 80 equals 0.425. So I did that with my calculator. I'm going to multiply that by 100 or move my decimal place 2 spots to the right, which will give me 42.5. So I know that I'm correct. Another thing that you can do is to bypass this is, you know that 34 out of 80 and you're looking for the percent, you've already done that. You can just do 34 over 80, which will give you this. So you can kind of skip to this step here, which you've worked on already in this unit. So totally up to you if you want to practice this strategy of using your formula, but it's okay if you want to be more efficient and you want to just find your decimal and then convert it to your percentage.